what's going on, Port fans? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today, just seen it, we're reviewing round 5. 0-5 we are at the moment. Port Adelaide going down by 3 points against Carlton in what was a tale of two halves, really. In a game that gave us false hope. There was a chance, a sniff to win the game, and in the end, actually, almost thought we probably should have won that. But I don't know what to feel. That's why I'm doing a review straight away on this Easter Sunday. So happy Easter to all you Port fans out there, but not so happy for Port Adelaide with the result. So let's get straight into it and review round 5. We're fresh out of that one. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to say. You kind of feel numb, and it's right after a game. It's kind of like therapy. You just go in and it just constantly rolls off your head, and I think that's what we're trying to do here. But to lose by 3 points after being down by 50 points would have been the greatest comeback in our AFL history. Not to be. And after the first half, which I'll dive into in a second, I almost thought that was going to be an 80-90 point drubbing. I will give credit to where it's due. We switched on in the second half. We were able to find something from within that I haven't seen this year yet, and we dug deep. We were able to continually just fight and dig in. It started from the middle, which we're actually getting pumped in, but Zach Butters was sensational. With Boak being quiet, someone had to stand up in there, and he was very, very good in the middle. So kudos to Zach Butters. He was sensational all over the ground. Ryan Burton in his 100th game he was probably best on ground for my personal opinion. I think he kicked a ripper couple of goals in that third quarter that really gave us more momentum. And when you've got that kind of momentum, you need to be kicking those goals, and we did, and we were able to hit those targets. We were looking good inside 50 for once, and lowering the eyes and able to actually hit the targets and hit the scoreboard. Like, we kicked six goals to 1 in that third quarter, which gave us a sniff. It was 17 points. Could have been 11 if Robbie Gray slotted the set shot just before 3/4 time. Wasn't to be. Then we kicked a couple of points and we just kept chipping away, but we couldn't kick the goals with our opportunities. And in the end, a great goal by Pau Pepper, who was absolutely instrumental. His attack on the footy, his bursts from the packs, his ability he was slaying in the ruck at one stage, which was bizarre, but he was putting up such a fight, such an effort that the positive vibe he was giving and the attack on the ball was feeding off of everyone else. And he was able to hit the scoreboard and kick goals and was really prolific, which was great to see, and brought it back to 8 points. Then we go inside 50 and Robbie Gray takes a mark he should have never taken. Like, you shouldn't be allowed as a Carlton defence to be letting that be taken as a mark, and he kicked the goal. And he was very, very good, Robbie, in his return. Still looked a bit rusty, but he was capable of hitting the scoreboard. He was really good when he went into the middle. I wish he did go into there a little bit more throughout the day. But overall, brought us back to within 3 points. And then Georgiadis, after Carlton went down and kicked a goal, got us back to within 3. And we had opportunities late. And for some reason now, we don't know how to win games of football again. Carl Amon has a dobbing shot with 40 seconds to go, and just, I don't know what kind of shot it was, but it just was nothing. And he was pretty poor all day, Carl. He did find a way a little bit in the second half, but one of those that didn't really have much of an impact on the game, and it really was pretty poor by him. And overall, when you don't have people capable of kicking those goals or having those shots and actually taking it upon themselves, you could tell even when there was a minute to play, we're chipping it around the corridor. Just go inside 50, put it deep. You turn it over. It's better than having a shot 55 out and having literally no chance of getting it. At least someone might crumb it. You might get a goal out of it, and no chaos. It was very safe in that last couple of minutes, and that was probably the toughest part, because my heart was literally pounding out of my chest. I was just thinking, just win it, because I'd love to see the reaction of everyone. I was emotional. Like, I was literally tearing up, thinking, are we actually going to do this? Are we actually going to win this game of football? And the story of 2022 is, no, we're not winning a game. I don't want to praise too much, because overall, that first half was one of the worst pieces of football I've seen. I look, it combines with last week's first half. At least we kicked goals. That was probably the positive out of it. But let's just let Carlton run all over us in the middle, and that was the thing. Boak had no help, and once Boak was sort of kept out of the game, the midfield just ran riot, and Boak couldn't get his running game going because it was just quick football from Carlton, and they are very good. Like, they are very switched on. Their game plan is silk. I think Vossi's done a terrific job trying to maneuver these plans from defensive to attacking, and then also in the middle, and also their setup down back, and their pressure at the contest is unbelievable. It's like Port Adelaide, how we should be playing. And then it sort of switched in the second half. We were playing that Port Adelaide football, and I hope the first half doesn't contradict what the second half was, because the second half is just definitely going to be wallpaper over what the first half, what we witnessed. But if we can put that 4 quarters of that second half together, we're winning games again. And it's just frustrating we can't do that. Carlton, might have taken their foot off the gas a little bit. But in saying that, we were very good. We were very, very good. And it's such a shame that we couldn't get the win, because we would have absolutely gone bananas. I was going bananas. I haven't cheered like that this year. Like, I haven't had that genuine cheer and that genuine hope, and I don't know how to feel after the game. I just don't know how to compliment or, pay out Port Adelaide. It's kind of weird. It's a weird feeling. Sam Hayes, I do want to touch on. I think Sam competed well in the ruck. He looked a bit off at the beginning. I think he was mistiming his runs, his jumps, and in the contest around the ground, I thought he was pretty good, but covering the ground, you could tell he was lacking, and that's going to be a shame. But the beauty of that is, now that we're 0-5, now that we're going to have to just deal with what we've got, he's going to build, and he's going to get to that progress of what a ruckman can be, and it might fast track him a little bit. So I could see potential there, but around the ground, he's just going to make a better effort. Fitness-wise, it was a quick game of football, so I can understand him not being on the pace. But overall, he probably deserves a little bit of credit. But yeah, the midfield around the ground as well was just too easy at the contest. We heard the contested possession numbers. At one stage, we were -24. We were -24 in that first half, and the third quarter, we only were -4 at the end of it. And for some reason, we were able to bully Carlton, and we were able to make sure that we were capable of holding that ball inside 50, which was massive, because once we did that and had the pressure inside 50, you could tell Carlton were under the pump. It just switched on. And we kicked goals, and that third quarter was just a joy to watch. Like, it was, I literally had no complaints, which was rare because we've had a lot of complaints this year. Ken's job, I will touch on this because Ken had a lot of issues today, I think. Coaching wise, it didn't look like he was switched on completely, and that's not a good thing. I think the players as well. The players were to start with, I think the effort and the discipline, which was very disappointing early on, cost us a lot. I think the players and Ken take the equal blame for that first half, and it has to be reviewed properly. But it links with everything back, doesn't it? It links to the slow starts, it links to the effort, and links to the mentality that the players have coming into a game of football. And when you thought we had an opportunity, when you thought you had a chance, we just couldn't find a way to get that last goal to get in front. Because I honestly believe if we kicked one of those late goals and got in front, we might have even kicked a couple more and actually put it to bed. But in saying that, credit to Carlton. They're looking very good at 4-1. We haven't won a game yet. Our season is over. I'm going to call it. A season's over. I think that mentality is already there. And I think a call on certain things will come very quickly if next week we can't get the job done against West Coast. And a lot of things will be fast-tracked. We better win next week. Not a lot of changes I'd make to the side. But you can tell the confidence I hope the confidence is boosted massively from that second half. To have the fight, to have the grit, and have the effort and the heart. That was the main thing. The heart to have the capability of coming back and nearly winning a game of football when you had no right to, and actually be within a goal to win it, and continually fight. That's the positive you take out of this, and you take into next week. Because I'll keep saying it. We just take it into next week now. What will come, Port fans. To all of those that are, anti-Ken or anti, players or whatever your opinion is, the decisions will come. And don't worry, I'm all for it. Like, it's going to happen now. I think it's inevitable that it's going to happen eventually. And I just hope it doesn't let our season crumble into an abysmal mess that we get 2, 3, 4 wins of the year. And it just falls into that no hope, because you've got to keep the standard up and we've got to keep that pressure going. But we've also got to have the effort and got to have the fight, try and get something out of this season now. Because if you can somehow make a final series or somehow get close and put some respect back on the name of Port Adelaide, I'm going to find it a lot easier to sleep at night than going through a season where we haven't won a game of football since the qualifying final against Geelong. We've got West Coast next week. We've got St Kilda the week after, and the Bulldogs on a Friday night. 3 games of football that you should target as wins. The Dogs are in form, but we'll get to them once we go through a St Kilda outfit that is still in very good form, and a West Coast outfit that is just as abysmal as us. But you don't want to lose to them at home next week, and we haven't beaten West Coast at home at all at the Adelaide Oval since we've been going there. Time for some winning, Port Adelaide. Thanks for watching, Port fans. Let me know your comments below of this game and your thoughts for next week. It's kind of a grind now, isn't it? We just continually go on to next week, and I think we're just hanging this all together and try and get the best out of it we can. So thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you're new for plenty more Port Adelaide and AFL content, because I know you lot love me being depressed. My name's Anthony, and as always, come ThePear.